versus Mystics, and your Mount Allison Mounties! Ladies and gentlemen, this time we ask that everyone please rise if you're able to turn and face our national flag for the flag of O Canada. And now presenting the starting lineup for the visiting Mount St. Vincent Mystics. Number 5, Zay Smith. Number 10, Ellie Newberry. Number 15, Emma Empingham. Number 24, Celine Stickle. And number 25, Victoria Stickle. The acting head coach for the Mount St. Vincent Mystics is Maya Timmons. And now, presenting the starting lineup for your Mount Allison Mounties! Number 5, Kate Fillmore! Number 6, Ray Tillich! Number 8, Emma Roberts! Number 14, Danielle Alexander! And number 22, Sadie Bowen! The head coach for your Mount Allison Mounties is Tom Skipper.
Happy New Year out there in the listening area, ACAA fans. Welcome to the Mount A Gym for the first matchup of the between Mount St. Vincent and the Mounties. And going in and missing early, that layup attempt. Mounties scrambling a little bit here as if they don't know who they have. Another miss from the perimeter. That's 2 misses, quick ones, from Victoria Strickland, 4th leading scorer in the league, 2nd leading scorer for the Mystics. Step back 3 to start things. Oh, she's been missed, but she's back. Kate Fillmore tickling the twines from distance. 3-0 lead here early for the Mounties. And the Mounties, a big game for them. We'll talk about the standings here in a minute. Tilly rebounds and pushes. Finds its way back to Fillmore. She fakes one. Now she gets it to Tilly. Tilly on the swing to Danielle Alexander, the league's leading scorer. Tilly from distance bangs it through. Grace Tilly, 2 from long distance for your Mounties to start things. And we didn't get a chance to have a very big pregame show here, but we were it's all right. Oh, and up goes the 3 from Sturkle. Got to have a hand up on her. Danielle Alexander out there. She's not going to beat Danielle off the bounce. Danielle's really got to get up into her business, take away her, not only her three-point shooting prowess, but her passing. Oh, rimming out that one to go 3 for 3 was Fillmore. Emma Empringham on the boards for the Mount. And Empringham, not the biggest body on the floor, but can she board it? That's where she excels. Oh, good break from your Mounties. Can't get it to go. Can Sadie Bowen off the feed from Emma Roberts, but she's going to the line for 2 free throws. So really good start here for Mount Allison. And if I'm Mount A, I've been chomping at the bit to get this game going. Not a terrible first half of the season, to be sure. Currently, they sit in, oh, pardon me, I thought I had standings. Now I have standings. They sit in 4th place in the league at 3-3, not up to the standard they have set in recent years, nor did they expect to play to this season. Sadie Bowen bangs one through. The lead now 7-0, and these Mount St. Vincent Mystics come in undefeated, 7-0 on the season, and they are stingy defensively. So scoring that ball early is a nice sign for your Mounties. And look at that defense. Digging it out of there was Grace Tilley. Oh, excellent catch. Fillmore, and now she's going to look to Roberts. Good tip there from Celine Sturkle. Knocked out of bounds. So, yeah, the average winning margin of about 14 points a game in those 7 games as well for the Mount. So they're handling their business right now. These Mounties know they can play with them. Good cut there from Fillmore right back to Tilley as she relocates. Comes up short on that 3, though, and rebounded by Sturkle. Sturkle couldn't get it to Lily Newberry, so she's going to bring it up herself. And that's something they got to stop the ball. She's going to make that all day, every day. Just a bad miscommunication there on the break from your Mounties. And Celine's going to make you pay if her feet are set like that. Coming off the screen, Tilley, not there. Bowen around Sturkle, can't get it to go. And the rebound brought down by Strickland. She pushes up to Alyssa Bryce, first sub on the floor for Mount St. Vincent. Pushing that pace there is Roberts. Oh, good hands there from Empringham, knocking it away, but Sturkle with the kick save, so it's going to stay here with the Mounties, up 7-3, just over 3 minutes into the first quarter here. ACAA TV brought to you by Sports Canada TV here from the Mounties Gym on the campus of Mount St. Vincent in Sackville, New Brunswick. Alexander follows, doesn't get it to go. Sturkle on the box out of Bowen. And back comes Bryce. Empringham. The find out to Strickland at her feet, but she goes right around. That was too easy. Around Alexander. Bad closeout. And it cost them. Bowen now. She breaks the press. Finds Roberts. Roberts has her feet set, doesn't want it. Uses the screen from Bowen. 2 feet in the paint. Nice pass to Tilley. Tilley attacks the closeout. The step around. Can't get that one to spin home either. Sturkle tried to take it away from Bowen, but out off of Celine, and she's going to have to keep playing defense. Another substitution in. Zay Smith, third-year player out of North Preston, comes in. Along with Kelsey Matheson, a rookie out of Halifax. Roberts steps right into it. Can't get it to go. This is part of the issue the Mounties had in the first half of the season. Getting good shots, just not making them. Step back, no, from Strickland. She gets it to Smith. Smith probes. Drops it off to Matheson. Matheson pulls it and then re-attacks. Bowen, really good defense. Roberts pulls it down and she's going to run. Oh, nice look inside, but can't handle the pass from Fillmore. Can Alexander. Now on the push and turning it over. That's good. That's much better transition defense there from Bowen. Got right up in the business of Matheson and forced that wild pass. Underrated part of transition defense. is forget who your man is. Identify who's got that ball handler and stop the ball before it's in the paint. Good pass to Bowen. Bowen finishes off the pretty feed from Tilly. The help defense was a step late, and Sadie Bowen made him pay. Smith now getting lots of room from Fillmore. Matheson at the high post hands it back to Smith. She probes again, not there. Crossover into the paint. Nice move, and she finishes with the right hand over Kate Fillmore. The lead 9-7 now. 4:58 clock running first quarter. And a big one. Oh, Sadie Bowen was not watching for it. And again, case of a point guard picking up the dribble too soon there. Should have kept that dribble alive. Bowen's not going to be looking for that pass out of the break. So the ball back to the Mystics. Matheson now setting that screen for Smith. Now he's switching defensively. Now they got a mismatch. Tilly, they don't go to it. Strickland drives instead and gets the roll. Down it goes. First hoop of the game for Victoria Strickland. Roberts picks it up. Now Bowen was ready for it. The skip pass to Tilly. Tilly steps into one. That's the shots Grace Tilly's got to start making here in the second half. And down it goes. Matea Hansen also into the game for the Mounties at that last break. Good defense there from Bowen. And digging down on that one was Hansen to keep that one alive. Good take from Tilly. Misses, gets her own rebound back. Ball swung back. A three from the wing. No good. Hansen trying to run it down. Can't, but Tilly can. Back to Roberts. Roberts with the running right-hander. No good. Strickland on the rebound there. It's Bella Taylor also into the game for the Mounties. Missed that three on the wing. Oh, the spinning move inside from Smith. The pretty finish. And we're tied at 11. Hot start from the Mounties. Good comeback here from the Mystics. Tying things up. Little dribble handoff action. Not there. Inside to Bowen. Bowen coming over and blocking that shot was Matheson. And she's going to push the pace a little bit. Not there. Gets it to Empringham. Empringham back to Strickland. Smith. She's going to probe on Taylor. Comes back to her left, and man, she has been a handful since she came in, Zay Smith. Mounties can't keep her out of the paint right now. Roberts. Yeah, that was too telegraphed. Was never going to get there. Empringham. Love Empringham's game. She's a little bit of do-everything for the Mystics. Solid defensively. She can score a little bit. She's great on the boards, especially for her size, like I said. And there's Strickland, the fifth-year senior out of St. John's. And all of a sudden, it's a 5-point lead for the undefeated Mystics. Tilly now. She gets into the paint. Roberts off the one more. Wide open three for Hansen. She can't get it to go. Knocked free, but recovered by Matheson. Now Strickland on the push. Gets it knocked out of bounds. Good hands there from Hansen. And I say good hands with quotation marks. That could have been easily been 2 free throws there. And the Mounties right now, as we get some substitutions here, we'll reset the lineups. Really having trouble keeping the Mystics out of the paint. So 2:05 on the clock. 16-11 Mystics.
Yeah, Dave, this game is also starting to set up an awful lot like the match that was down, the last game they played before Christmas down in Halifax.
Down in Halifax. Yep.
Tight all the way through. Mount sort of pushed through a little stronger in the fourth quarter. Strickland really stood out in that fourth quarter down there.
Yeah, Strickland. You look at her numbers for the year, and she's not like
she's below her previous average.
Yeah,
but
like
she scores when it's needed.
That's I was gonna say. Like you go at the end of the game. Wow, she only made she only made a third of her shots, or she's had these games where she's been under 40%. Like she's only shooting 45, but 32 from the 3-point line. That seems low, but she makes the big ones.
Yeah.
Like in the bigger moments, that's probably 50%, right? Like she just
she's able to bring that focus up and just actually get the job done that she wants she feels she needs to do.
Yep. So Addie Albert new into the game for the Mounties. Draws a foul there on, we'll see who that was on. Michaela Scott for they said 12. Yep, Michaela Scott new into the game for the Mystics. 3 from the wing, no good. Run down nicely there by Taylor. And then another foul, this one on the other new arrival into the game. Lily Newberry back in. First-year player out of Yellowknife, Northwest Territories. Matheson's going to check out. Pardon me. Jenna Matheson's going to check out, and Kelsey Matheson returns. Last names can't be a coincidence. Mounties having trouble getting it in. Alexander gets it to Fillmore. Good drive baseline by Taylor. It wasn't there, though. Fillmore. Boy, that's a lot of... Looks like she had a lot of Kate's arm, but mostly ball, I guess. No call. Scott tries to leave it for Strickland. Stays in bounds. Strickland watched closely there by Hanson. Turning the corner. Boy, that was a lot of contact again, but no argument with the result from the Mystics bench as Kelsey Matheson finishes with a 2. Good kick to the corner. Another open 3. There it is. Mount A made their first 2 and it got into a little bit of a cold spell, but getting them out of it with a big 3. Important 3 is Matea Hansen. And the Mystics get back into their set. They need one against the clock. 3 seconds left. Can they get it up? They can, right at the buzzer, almost banking it in. There's Alexander. Good hustle. Pulling that rebound down off the miss from Scott. Another open 3 for the Mounties. Doesn't go, hits the shot clock. Back to the Mystics. Mounties getting all kinds of open looks from 3. Just can't get them to go consistently. Strickland's going to check out. Kaylee with it into the game. Another noof for the Mystics. Only 7 seconds left on the clock. All kinds of fouls to give for the Mounties. Haven't committed one yet. They're going to have to get one up again at the buzzer. They do. No good. Collecting that miss at the buzzer was Bella Taylor, and the Mounties go to the first quarter break. Stuck 4 here to the Mystics, 18-14. So we'll take a look. There are some results that have already taken place today. Oh, look at you. Already got it up. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I can't get mine to come up for some bloody reason. So earlier in the day, oh, here we go. It's starting to come up now. Now we got her. Yeah, so earlier in the day, down the road in Moncton, Holland put it to Crandall. 85-48 was your final there. No stats on that one. In Fredericton right now, the other hottest team in the league, the St. Thomas Tommies, got a slim 52-51 lead on the UMBSJ Seawolves, which would be, of course, an upset, but we've seen the Seawolves play some pretty solid stretches of basketball game over game. So looking a lot better this year. Ainsley Green, leading them with 15 right now, and Ava Sprague with 12. Meanwhile, for the Tommies, a balanced attack as usual. Alyssa Jeffrey and Claudia Steves with 10 each. Paige LeBlanc, Charlie Connors with 9 each. So yeah, that'll be a tight one that we'll keep an eye on up the highway in Fredericton. And Mount St. Vincent leading the Mounties here, 18-14. Strickland with 7 and Zay Smith with 6, leading the Mystics in the first quarter. Tilly with 5, Fillmore, Hanson, and Bowen all with 3 for the Mounties. No turnovers for the Mystics in the first quarter, 3 for the Mounties. They scored 7 off those 3 Mountie turnovers, so that's sometimes the bigger stat. It's not 3 isn't a huge number for a quarter, but if they're efficiently turning those turnovers into points, that's trouble. And no points in the paint. They've pretty much all come from the perimeter, have the Mounties, which means slow start for the league's leading scorer and rebounder, Miss Danielle Alexander. 0 for 1 from the field, only 1 rebound as well. So they're going to need a lot out of Danielle Alexander if they're going to topple these undefeated in first place Mystics as we go to the second quarter. Solid D out top for the Mounties to start. Matheson hands off to Smith. Smith into the corner. A 3 from Whiffen is long. Bowen there to hustle and run it down, but there's Kelsey Matheson getting on the floor and gets it to Smith. And then Smith intelligently knocks it out off of a Mountie, but only 10 on the shot clock. That's going to be key for the Mounties here. Finish these possessions with rebounds. Off the Mystics misses. Matheson looking for a dribble handoff to Smith. She gets it. Sturkle now puts it on the floor. There against the clock. She's going to have to get it up, and she's not going to be able to. And that's how you got to be effective against Celine Sturkle. Gifted with the shot from 3, but also a gifted passer. You got to crowd her, because with those knee injuries, those unfortunate knee injuries of hers, she just does not move as well off the bounce as she used to. Going inside to Bowen against Sturkle. Bowen with the drop step, too strong. There's Tilly on the offensive boards, but she stepped out of bounds. But Tilly, her energy here early has been a difference for the Mounties. She just needs a couple more of her teammates to come along with that energy right now. Smith surveys things and trying to run that kind of intricate offense out top. They're wasting a lot of time, though. Mounties really extending that defense. Sturkle kicks it out for a wing 3. No good. Good rebound position from the Mounties, and they can get out and run. And they do. And Smith, who missed that, Michaela Scott, who missed that 3. She puts Roberts on the line for 2 free throws. It's a good foul from Smith, making Roberts go and make them at the line. First one goes for Emma. Second one's a miss. Hanson trying to secure a rebound there, no good. Oh, too strong that pass from Matheson to Smith, and the turnover goes back to the Mounties. And the other thing that Crowden Sturkle out there does too, she gets to the line over 5 times per game and makes it at 85%. So if you keep her on the perimeter under the paint, there she pulls down a rebound, and now the Mount's going to try to run. Strickland inside to Matheson. Matheson bodying up on Tilly. Tilly not giving ground at all. Forces that miss. Roberts on the push. Good find. Wide open 3 for Hanson. Splash. Another 3 for the Mounties. It's been most of their offense keeping them in the game right now, along with some pretty strong defense out here. They had a run there of a few minutes, did the Mystics, where they scored just about every time down the floor there where Smith was getting 2 feet in the paint. But since then, they've really locked them back up again. Another miss. That's going to be out off the stanchion and back to your Mounties. So they're really stringing some stops together here. This powerful offense of the Mystics having a tough time finding the bottom of the well, and they're going to call timeout and talk about it. So the Mounties back in it, tied at 18. Timeout, 7:30 left here, first half. And we'll take the time to talk about our sponsors. How about that, Ian? Ready for that graphic? You ready with that graphic, Ian? Attaboy. Our gold level sponsors. Harrison's Home Hardware in Amherst. There you go, buddy. Attaboy. And our Garnet level sponsors, Lafferty Properties, Lacey Fisher Realty, Fenner's Place, Chirps Bar, and Russell Metals. Mounties women's basketball is proud to have partnered with these local businesses in the spirit of community engagement. We're also having the Chirps Bar player of the game at the end.
Yeah, that's a Mount Allison player.
Only Mount Allison player, yeah. You know, you visiting teams want a player of the game, you call us, you give us a sponsor, we'll give you, no problem. So, which can be, we're selected by the broadcasters, so
we'll try not to mess it up.
I'm trusting Ian to do a good job on this, because inevitably I get chirped whenever I just tied that together with Chirps Bar player of the game. I get chirped every time I choose the players of the game.
I was trying to ignore that.
Pun fully not intended for once in my life.
I'm used to the dad jokes from Steve, not you.
Oh, boy. Shout out to the master, Ridlington. Shout out. (18-18) back to the action here. Oh, and Mystics extending that D, a little 1-3-1, three-quarter court. Try to do exactly that. Put a little pressure on and make them pick it up, and they did, but Mounties got it settled. Wide open three from the wing is good. Ava Godfrey coming off the bench and banging in her first look. You love that from the second-year player from Miramichi. And the lead now back to three for the Mounties. Inside, Empringham gets it to go. Drop step left and finishes over that left shoulder. Godfrey now. Or Tilly has a tough time down there trying to knock it out on Smith. Smith just takes it away and finishes. Man, she could be such a pest down there. Into Alexander. Good look all the way down to Godfrey, but Godfrey was not able to finish. Roberts set her up on a platter, but a missed bunny there for the Mounties, and they can't retake that lead. Sturkle now looking for that ball inside, gets it knocked away. She collects, though, pushing off of Bowen. Bowen now knocks it away from Smith. Down to one on the shot clock. Are they going to get it up? They do not. And another 24-second shot clock violation. The Mounties are doing a much better job. They were getting really killed when Smith subbed into the game. They're getting killed on those dribble handoffs. Even though they were switching, Zay Smith was doing a really good job of using her quickness, getting downhill. Even though the Mounties were switching, they are not letting that happen there now. Bowen a good job that time, knocking that ball away. Back to half court, forcing the violation. Tilly sharing over there with Roberts. To Hanson. Back to Tilly. She's going to pop one. Looks confident today with good reason. Grace Tilly. Another three and the lead back in that seesaw affair. Just like you said, Ian. Back last time in Halifax. This time up here in Sackville. Setting her feet for three. No spin on that three. Bounces out. The miss from Alyssa Bryce. Rebounded, though, from Matheson. That was Jenna that time on the rebound. Step back, not there for Strickland. That's Sarah Grucci on the floor now. Back to that girl, Strickland. 32%, whatever.
Not even sure how the foul wasn't called on that one.
Yeah.
Great shot and concentration by Strickland.
Absolutely. Oh, nice look inside Alexander. Off the schneid, getting on the board. Off the feed. Beautiful stuff from Ava Godfrey. She's been terrific since she checked in. Matheson now. Back to Grucci. Grucci, 2 feet in the paint, turns it over. Alexander. And another beautiful break run by the Mounties. This time they pay it off with the finish. Roberts, this time off the feed from Godfrey. Gets it to go, and the lead back to three. Deep one, heat check. Not there. This time from Strickland, and another break from the Mounties. This time, Empringham getting back and blocking that one out of bounds off the shot from Tilly. Back in is Addie Albert and Kate Fillmore. I dare say we'll see Godfrey again pretty quickly, given how solid she was in those minutes. Oh, Fillmore didn't see it off of the feed from Tilly.
Yeah, she was cutting through along the baseline, turned left towards the court rather than to the baseline, which is where that ball she should have known the ball was coming to her.
Yeah, that's one of those ones. You just kind of clap your hands and go, next one. It was just a miscommunication. I think it was the right pass from Tilly.
Oh, excellent pass.
But I think Fillmore just didn't think she had the angle and was exiting, right?
Yep.
So, just clap your hands and say play D.
Yep.
Good D. Excellent help from Tilly. Man, she has been everywhere on both ends. Alexander gets 2 feet in the paint. Finishes. Just bowls over Bryce. Says, get off me, and finishes with the off the window. Nice to see her get her game going. 4 quick ones here for the league's leading scorers. Another 3. Long air ball from Jenna Matheson. And really the difference, I mean, look, you come into this game, the better three-point shooting team you're going to figure is going to be the Mystics. They just have that history. They're a fantastic shooting ball club, but it's not been that way here in the first half. Outside of some threes from Strickland, it's been all the Mounties from distance here in the first half.
Yeah, shaping up a little bit like that game on November 23rd down Halifax. Mount A was up by 12 at the half, but Mystics turned around and started shooting the lights out. Mount A stopped and started putting better pressure on cutting off those type of shots.
Exactly.
In the second half, and that was the difference down there.
Coming in and knocking it through for a 3 of her own. It's 8-point lead out of nowhere here. Smith now, she wants to get her game back on track, and she banks in a 3. They all count in the score sheet. Fillmore, good push, yeah. That was a smart pass. She knew who she was throwing that pass to, and she knew the only way for the Mystics to get there would be to run through her like that. So, intelligent push from Fillmore to alleviate some pressure. Bonus, you get a foul on Empringham. Not a lot of fouls here in the first half, though. Nobody's really going to be in foul trouble.
Far fewer than I was expecting. I think we only had 3 that first quarter.
Beautiful hands from Matheson, but beautiful hands right back from AA. Gets it to Fillmore, but a couple nice passes that Fillmore's made have been, maybe a little too much heat behind it, but one Alexander fumbled that time, AA fumbled. But maintaining possession, and we go to another timeout.
Yeah, well, large part of that one with Fillmore is the fact that during the first, she didn't get a lot of playing time first term because of injuries. She's coming back in. Yeah. So this is probably almost like a season opener for her, so to speak, almost. So she's that little extra energy and hype. It's just you tend to put a little more push on things.
Yeah.
And if your teammates aren't quite ready for it, it'll come around pretty quick, though.
You think?
Yeah.
So, we'll go back to our out-of-town scoreboard. I'm intrigued by that matchup up the road in Fredericton. Stu's got a bit of a cushion, 66-60. Now with 2:57 on the clock, that would be a big result. That would throw things wide open up near the middle of the state.
Yeah, it was within a point or two at the end of the third quarter. So
so if Stu hangs on for their 7th straight win, as you would expect from that strong team of Coach Fred Connors there in his 1,000th year up there at Stu, you'd expect them to hang on at this point. That would get them just up to 7-1 on the season, and maybe by the end of the day in a tie for first in the ACAA if these Mounties continue to do their job and get their job done here. This would be a massive, massive win for the Mounties. They know they belong. They think they belong at the top of the standings here with the 3 teams above them. This will go a long way to proving it. So Godfrey, back in the game now. Ava for the Mounties. Doesn't really have anything. Alexander flashed, but knocked out of bounds there nicely by Matheson. There, they just get it in bounds, and Alexander feeling a little bit now, the face-up game. Coming along with that. Playing in the paint. Oh, and a nice move, curling off that again. That when the when the Mystics are coming off that curl action, and getting downhill, that's where they've been dangerous in this first half.
Yeah, and that was that's Mount A's first foul in the half.
It is, yeah. That is
2-1 in this quarter, 3-0.
3-0 in the first.
It's not a category you really want to be leading in, but Mount's on top of that one.
Yeah.
Actually, considering how aggressive most of these teams play, I'm surprised there's this few fouls so far.
Well, yeah.
But Mount A, especially on defense, they haven't been playing a lot of full court pressure, but once they get back down on their own end, they're just shutting down all the lanes.
Well, yeah, they've been it's not like they've been playing soft, right? They've been really tough in the half court. And that's where Alexander, when she catches that ball, she can't just immediately put it on the floor, right? Because you got to know that the double's coming, right? You're the league's leading scorer. You're the engine that makes the Mount A offense go. Fillmore spins back to her left. Oh, doesn't get the hook shot to go. Zay Smith, she's going to come out with it and push. Cut off nicely there by Fillmore, though. Newberry. Cross court to Scott. Scott doesn't have it. Oh, that's going to be foul number 2, this time on Alexander. Empringham cutting hard to the ball. Especially with so few fouls called in the game so far, I don't mind that one, right? Because that's where they've been getting their looks, on that curl. So if you get to the same spot, give a foul or 2 in that situation, not the end of the world.
Yeah, a couple of fouls to give. You want to shift. It looks like they've got an easy lane. Shut it down.
Shut it down. Yeah. Especially when you're giving a real physical foul. Nothing wrong with that. Missed 3, and there's Alexander skying for that rebound. Here comes the push. Fillmore doesn't like what she sees. Wants it to Taylor. Now she gets it there. Oh, yeah, bad pass. Oh, and Alexander caught one on the end of her finger. You saw her grab for it right away.
It looks like a finger that was taped.
Yeah. I think it broke the tape instead of broken the finger. Hopefully that's the case. But, yeah, that was just a tough one. Right down here. Like, she was asking for it here. Got it down at her waist. That's a tough catch. And, again, a lot of mustard behind the pass, too. Like, now he's cost himself some turnovers with some unnecessarily fastballs thrown here at some of their big kids, and now there's a turnover there out top. Too many steps from Lily Newberry, and really good pressure again out top from the Mounties, forcing that turnover. There's Alexander looking to post up, getting into a battle down there with Scott. Scott really being physical with her. Alexander, she's going to look to go over her left shoulder, but yeah, they're looking to send help all over the place, right? So that's going to go back to the Mystics. So that Alexander, when she turns her back, they are sending a second person at her. So if she's going to put the ball to her right hand and spin left, there's going to be somebody there. So she's got to play off 2 feet, get rid of that ball to somebody who's open, and then you can always repost and get it back. But right now, Mount has a game plan for her. Step back, no good. Smith trying to crash the boards. Good box out over there from Taylor. Made her go over her back and knock it out of bounds. So 35-29 here. 34 seconds on the clock. You want to score and a stop here if you're a Mounties fan. Little horns look out top with Tilly. And Alexander's going to set the screen and roll. Not there, and it's picked off almost. Tilly, though, got it back. And then she's fouled. A hard foul there from Strickland. But again, lots of fouls to give for both teams. The Mounties can be patient, take it down right to the end here, and essentially hold for the final shot if they want to. They're going to get that into Alexander. Alexander comes and meets it. Tilly now against the clock. Picks it up. Roberts now. Penetration gets all the way. The soft kiss off the glass goes. Mount not going to get one off, and the Mounties going to go into the first half break with a 37-29 lead here over the first place and undefeated Mount St. Vincent Mystics. Tremendous stuff here from your Mounties. As we go to the break, it's Tilly leading Mount Allison with 8, Alexander and Hanson with 6, and it's Zay Smith with 11 and Alexander, Victoria Strickland with 10, leading the Mount, but that's really the only two that have done any damage for Mount St. Vincent. They're going to need something else from Sturkle, Empringham, those other voices, and you're the point that I presume
the 3 point
the 3 point stat is the one you're
holy smokes.
7 for 12 for your Mounties at 58%, only 4 of 16 for a normally sharp shooting Mystics team, and the result of those lack of fouls too, only 2 free throws for the Mount in the first half. So the Mounties done a terrific job holding the Mystics down and making shots. And that's something that they was missing in the first half of the season. Certainly wasn't missing for the first half of this game. We'll see you back here in 14 for the rest of it.
Okay. Sorry,
Welcome back, fans, for the second half of our first game back after the holiday break here in the ACAA. Dave Tingley joining you here on ACA TV, powered by Sports Canada TV, and the Mounties Women's Basketball would like to thank our gracious sponsors for their support in making this season possible. The gold level sponsor, Harrison's Home Hardware in Amherst. Our garnet level sponsors, Laughlin Properties, Lacey Fisher Realty, Fenner's Place, Chirps Bar, and Russell Metals. And also stay tuned at the end of the game where your esteemed broadcasters will be picking the Chirps Bar player of the game. So, second half action about to start here, fans, and the story in the first half, the hot shooting of the Mount Allison Mounties, 7 for 12 from 3, 14 for 28 overall, 37 points on the board. Only 29 for the Mount St. Vincent Mystics, shooting 4 for 14 in that second quarter. Really cost them. They've only got to the line twice. The defense has been terrific, but really, Mounties couldn't have played that much better other than a couple of bad turnovers, but only up 8 over this undefeated Mystic squad. You know you're going to get their best here in the second half. Roberts, skip pass to Tilly. Tilly, not right back to Roberts. Wide open three, comes up short. Good box out there. Down low from Smith. And back come the Mystics inside to Sturkle. She can't finish, though. Off the nice feed from Lily Newberry. Mounties now. Tilly. Numbers don't do... She was the leading scorer in the first half, but numbers don't really do her justice. She was everywhere for the Mounties. Zay Smith. Her first foul of the game.
That's her first. Team first.
Michaela Scott, who comes off the bench here for the Mystics, has 2 fouls. That's the only player on either team with more than 1. So as hard-fought and physical as it was in the first half, you're going to see it ramped up here in the second. Everybody knows they can give fouls. Oh, nicely done by Sturkle, stepping in on Tilly there. Tilly thought she had a drop down to Sadie Bowen, but that she definitely should have bounced that pass. Sorry, I'm trying to adjust my mic here to get it comfortable. That feels like it's better. Empringham surveying. One of a couple of Mystics that were quiet in the first half that need to bring a little more here to the second half in the scoring column. You know, Empringham's going to give her all defensively, but only 2 points and 1 board for Empringham, averaging almost 9 and over 6 for the season. Fillmore's going to pop a 3. No good, and there's Smith corralling the rebound. Nobody's gotten on the scoreboard so far here in the second half. Well defended, that drive by Smith. Tilly doing a good job there. Roberts now. It's a smart pass. Bowen wasn't in a place to receive. Bowen gets a double team. And the Mystics are doing a good job on both Bowen and Alexander, sending a double when both these bigs put that ball on the floor, knowing how skilled and dangerous they are. Especially Danielle, the leading scorer in the league, but a 5-second call on the out of bounds. The Mounties have had some struggles getting that ball in bounds a little bit. Alexander's going to check back in. Wasn't starting here to start the second half. I was just starting to, as I was talking about her, going, hey, dummy, broadcaster, you didn't notice that the leading scorer wasn't on the floor to start the half. I wonder why that was.
Looks like she's got some new tape, fresh tape on that left hand again, so that might be the issue.
There you go. Sharp eyes up here from the broadcast booth from our man Ian. The last bucket, a big 3 from Victoria Strickland, who's having herself a real strong game for the Mystics. Backdoor look. Lovely stuff to Roberts, but she just rushed that shot. off the feed from Alexander. Oh, look at the work in the backcourt from Fillmore. Getting on the floor, forcing that turnover. Stepping on the sideline there was Lily Newberry, who's really struggled today. Scoreless on this game, couple turnovers. Smith making Fillmore pick it up. Grace Tilley going to work. There's Roberts for an open three. She comes up short, though. No rim. And back to your Mystics. So the Mounties stuck in the mud here a little bit to start this second half. Alexander back in. Maybe they can unlock something here. Hansen stayed on when Alexander checked out. Not going double bigs with Bowen. Smith now at the nail. What's she going to do with it there? Looks to go spin. There's Tilley trying to dig down, but Sturkle is left wide open for that drop-off pass. Lovely stuff there from the Mystics in the half court. And the lead now back down to 3. Alexander pulled the chair out there to Eppingham. Really nicely done by her. And again, Sturkle was coming. Alexander, if she'd felt that body of Eppingham there, she was going to spin off it, and there was going to be Sturkle. So adjustments got to be made here by the Mount A Bigs. Inbounds to Tilley. Tilley now, crossover, lovely stuff. The setup for Fillmore comes up short. Trying to dig in there for the rebound, and she's going to get a hip check from Sturkle. And it's going to stay with the Mounties. Only the first on Sturkle. Checking out is Newberry. And Alyssa Bryce checks back in for the Mystics. A 3 from the wing is good again. Grace Tilley, perfect from distance, a trifecta. 3 for 3 from 3 for Grace. Hallelujah. Another 3. And look at her play Sturkle, tough. Good box out. Oh, missed box out though on Bryce, but Bryce comes up short on that follow-up attempt. Boy, just completely missed the box out there to the Mounties. Didn't end up paying for it though. Lead is 6, 5:58 clock running, third quarter here from Sackville. Big game for these 3-3 Mount Allison Mounties. Lucky to get away from that at half court. The 1-2 to the corner to Roberts. She's going to be long and unable to collect that air ball was Tilley. A lot of pressure at half court from Smith on Fillmore. And I know Coach Tom Scabar was looking for some contact on that one.
Yeah, just a quick catch up on our YouTube chat box just to make sure I'm coming through. Yep, good.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Good. Jerry Mumford early on said, "Let's go Mounties." Sadie B. That's what Sadie did some stuff early in that first quarter. Started the half. Greg Miller. Keep it up, Mounties. Great job calling the game.
Thank you.
Which you are doing a great job.
I appreciate you, as always. We love our fans out there. Mr. Mumford, it's always nice to hear from you, sir. Even though your daughter is no longer on the team, he's still listening in. Still a fan. I think it's a fan of me more than the team, I think. I'm just gonna put that out there. Don't give me that. Let me have my moment. Just let me think that. So I can have some, a little confidence boost. Oh yeah, that was there. Lovely help defense from Roberts. She saw that coming a mile away. Took that pass away. Alexander now to Fillmore. One more to the corner to Hansen. Hansen can't get it to go. She's made a couple on the night, so that lead's still stuck at 6 for the Mounties. That defense, though, still doing its job. That's going to be travel. Yeah, she moved it. Shuffled that foot. Yeah, you can see the confusion from Matheson, but she looked to the bench, and there was her coach, Maya Timmons, there, giving her a nod. A hello to Mark Ford, by the way. This is the coach of the team. He's out at a family wedding. Is that what a
wedding of some variety? I'm just not sure whose, but he's. I wouldn't be surprised. Kenny's not here as well either, so I'm
Yep.
guessing it might be somebody that they both know.
There you go. Yeah, Kenny Reardon also. Yeah, the other assistant. So Maya Timmons, Chloe Oxner, and Maddie Maddie Hiscock on the bench for today. Left in capable hands of the ladies. All three of those names would be familiar to.
Well, former high value starters for the Mount.
Yeah, they were decent players back in their day.
Ooh.
Yes, for sure. Good.
Oxner in particular. Holy smokes!
Yeah, Chloe. I enjoy calling her in the Maritime Women's Basketball League. She's been a member of that league for a while. She's still a good player.
Solid two-way player.
Oh yeah. Raining in another three. Grace Tilley. Red hot from distance. It's Grace. Hallelujah. Grace, another three. Up to 4 in the game, and the lead back to 9 for the Mounties. They are holding it down on this end. The Mount having a tough time finding a way to score. Fillmore bats that ball out to half court, having to make something up out of nothing, and she does, but she gets lovely rotational defense from Tilley again. Oh, there's Tilley wide open. She wasn't seen by Roberts. Roberts had her head turned. Didn't see Grace right behind her. She's going to make up for it. Feed inside to Alexander. Alexander, the turnaround, no good. Rebound pulled in by Strickland. Strickland's going to need somebody else to help her with the scoring load. And a nice move. Boy, that was tough. Newberry has struggled today, but that was a lovely move. And some of the Mounties fans here on the bench are calling for a travel. I didn't see it. She kept that foot down.
Nope.
Great move.
Great footwork on it.
Yep.
Nice friendly roll, but which these rims are notorious for not having.
Yeah, 100%. We've seen plenty of layups pop out. Oh, great defense again by Roberts. Twice now she stepped in easy passing lanes. Godfrey with the nice feed to Tilley. Doesn't want it. Back out to Fillmore, and Fillmore going to initiate things. There's Roberts. Oh, lovely stuff. The drop-off pass to Alexander. And the ball movement from your Mounties. Extraordinary. The lead pushed back to 9. 2:27 on the clock, third quarter. Time out from the Mystics. We'll go back to our out-of-town scoreboard. By the way, fans, there's lots of other games going on, not only on the girls' side, but also the men's side. So I'll get that out of the way. An intriguing matchup currently going on in Moncton between Crandall and Holland, and that's now, excuse me, I'm looking at that from before the break. Holland and Crandall have gotten to the half. Spencer Rossiter with 9, Zach Dawkins with 8. That leads Holland, and they're up 38-35 on Crandall at the half. Colby McIntosh with 12, and the man with the best name and best mustache in the league, Luca Del Bosco, with 10 and 6 for Crandall. Big game on the guys' side, and UMBSJ out to a 15-8 lead on Stu. On the boys' side, Ethan Smerja with 8 quick ones for SJ up there as they've gotten off to a good start on the guys' side. And now we'll go back to the girls' side here, fans, and get you the updates on the scoreboard there as well. So back to the action. And Mount St. Vincent. Can they unlock Mount A defensively? There's another deflection. Double A sliding down there and knocking that ball out of the bounds. Back onto the floor is Addie Albert. Doing Addie Albert things with those long limbs of hers. She's a terror on the defensive end. Oh, the Mounties fans, they got her, and she. Emma Empringham, pardon me, sorry, that was Michaela Scott.
Yeah,
thought she only had 2 seconds on the clock because the Mount A fans were telling her there were only 2 seconds on the clock.
They were about 5 seconds ahead.
They were. Fillmore got 2 feet in the paint. Tom Scabaro, I think, wanted a foul there, didn't get it. Empringham under the rim, didn't like it, got it back out. It's the stop and go. Good defense from Addie Albert, and it pops out. She wasn't going to let Smith get one off over her. Turnover, though, right back to the Mystics. Smith had it knocked away. And the hustle from Tilly, who's again been everywhere. The nice pass to Bowen on the catch. Couldn't settle her feet and score.
Needs to go a little stronger to the hoop in that case because the defense wasn't really in position. Would have drawn a foul, guaranteed.
For sure. Missed 3 there from Smith. The hustle for the rebound. Nicely done by Fillmore. Making Jenna Matheson work hard for that rebound. She was not successful. Knocked it out of bounds, and Fillmore with another hustle play. She made that opening 3. Hasn't done much else offensively, but you see the value she offers taking care of the ball and being a pest down here. Even if she's not scoring the ball, she's still valuable. Addie Albert with the crossover. Comes up short, though, and the ball's going back to the Mystics.
Yeah, it just sort of points out you've got to have players that are going to contribute to both ends of the court. It's the only way you can win a game.
Yeah.
I still remember way back in my day playing midget basketball. Fun part is our coach said, we want to score 60.
Yep.
Midget, that's a little low then compared to some of the games nowadays.
Yeah.
But the point is you had to play defense to keep the other team under that.
Yep. Yeah, you don't see a lot of games in the 60s nowadays at any level. With all the threes being taken. Smith, boy, that was a tough take. Bowen was right on her hip, but didn't cut her off. And Smith, tough finish over that left shoulder. Lead down to 7 as now we head toward the end of this third quarter. 23 seconds left. There's another one. Fillmore, my God, I finally got another one on her. Smith, tough, super tough defensively. Only her second, so she can afford to be super physical like that. Bowen doesn't see Smith behind her. Now she does and gets smacked on the wrist. Boy. Yeah, the Mount St. Vincent bench doesn't agree with that one. I'm not 100% I'm convinced either. Sadie didn't really have that put away, but the first one rims out. This is the spot where Sadie really needs to become more efficient, is at the free throw line. Still barely above 50 on the year.
Now, see, that one was a little closer. She
Yeah.
she finished the follow through a little bit better, but she's got to get more consistent on that release.
Yeah, and you can see she's got a nice shot.
Oh, definitely.
You know, it's not something that's not going to improve. It's definitely something that's going to improve.
Oh, I still remember days stepping up onto that free throw lane and my brain shutting off.
Yep.
We've all had moments like that.
100%. Mounties, costly turnover. They got fouls to give, though, here. If the Mount does somehow get... Oh, and I think Fillmore actually might have tried to give one, but no good from distance for Smith. And the Mystics cut into that lead by only 2. Heading to the fourth, 45-38 Mounties. Heading to the fourth quarter. Mounties women's basketball would like to thank our gracious sponsors for their support in making this season possible. Gold level sponsors Harrison's Home Hardware. In Amherst, our garnet level sponsors Lafford Properties, Lacey Fisher Realty, Fenner's Place, Chirps Bar, Russell Metals. Mounties women's basketball is proud to be partnered with these local businesses in the spirit of community engagement. And thanks, a shout out to also Sports Canada TV powering this feed of ACAA basketball. Thanks to Sports Canada TV as always. And this fourth quarter is going to be all about, I think, the defensive end of the floor. The Mounties didn't score the ball all that well in the third quarter, but they didn't give up their lead because they stayed focused defensively and again, played without fouling. They can be, the physicality they can play with in this fourth quarter. They got nobody in foul trouble. They've only committed What was 1 in that quarter? So what? Up to 4 in the game? Let me check my math on that. Up to 3 on the game.
3 in the game. 11-3 are the fouls so far after 3 quarters,
I mean,
which is crazy in this league.
Bonkers. Absolutely bonkers.
3 is insane.
11 even.
I'm confused enough that there's even one of either team is below 10 fouls at the end of 3 quarters.
100%. I mean, 11's not really that many.
No, not for this league, because this is one aggressive league. Women and men both play in this down here in the ACAA. Play strong, aggressive defense across the entire court. So there's a lot more fouls than you'd like to see sometimes, but that's also probably the fastest first half that I've seen in years. Literally years.
So UMB was unsuccessful in their upset bid in Stu. Stu won that fourth quarter 20-9 to take that victory 72-60. And Charlie Connors 22-9 to pace the St. Thomas attack. And Ainsley Green 18-9 to pace the Seawolves, who dropped to 1-7. Stu up to 7-1. And we'll see if that holds up as a co-leader atop the standings. If the Mounties can do their job here in the fourth quarter, they are up 7. They have been in control. They felt like they've been in control most of the game.
Yeah, the major difference between I've seen in that third quarter compared to the game in November down in Halifax is that, Mountie had a bit of a similar drop in offensive output in that third quarter, but they kept the defense solid, which did not happen in Halifax.
Yep. So missed 3 from the wing there from Tilly, who right now is my clubhouse leader for player of the game.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Right now for me, she's just been so disruptive on both ends of the floor. Inside to Sturkle. Yeah, that's going to be 2 points. Every time she's going to drop step you left and go over that right shoulder if she's that close. You can't let her establish that position. You got to get her out of there. And now a little bit of zone here for Mount St. Vincent. Pulling up for that mid-range jumper, no good. They've only got 4 seconds left, and they turn it over. Bella Taylor was the one short on that jump shot. So changing it up defensively here is the Mount. Hoping to change the momentum. The step back 3, no good. And there's Alexander pulling down another board. So if they're going to play zone here, it's going to be up to Alexander a little bit more than she's shown here. Oh, they're going to call a foul on that. Yeah, it's
late call, but it had to be made.
I think it's the right one.
No intent, but it's that kind of incidental contact that creates an disadvantage situation, and you have to call it.
Yep.
It looks a little bad as an official. If you're watching the officials, that was that delayed, but they made the call, which was the right call.
Yeah.
That's the key point right there.
Yep. So only the first on Tilly. Again, foul trouble not a issue here for the Mounties. So they're running here. Yeah, they're running a two-man game here on this side. Yeah, that's going to be what they're going to go to here. Running a two-man game with Strickland and Sturkle.
Yep.
And they can't make them pay for not getting back defensively as Taylor comes up short on that layup attempt. And now, all of a sudden, with a 3, this game could be tied. Going coast to coast, on that drive was Newberry. Couldn't get it to go.
Digging hard for that ball. That foul was on Sturkle. I believe it's her third.
That's going to be Sturkle, and she's going to it's going to be 3. So the only semblance of foul trouble for either team is Celine.
Yep.
And those 3 fouls. But yeah, if they're going to play a zone, I think have they gone back to man here? They have. Oh, good look for Tilly. Didn't quite get there. Yeah, that looks like it was tipped. Oh, boy. Newberry wanted it pretty bad. I thought live it looked like it was tipped by Hanson, but up here we don't have an angle, obviously. So they've had some trouble just on getting, I was going to say they've had trouble getting the ball inbounds. They've had they've been close to 5-second calls multiple times, and that's their second actual 5-second call. I mean, it's just get the ball in bounds, guys. Let's go.
And if you're having troubles getting players open, set a screen and come
just
tight off
somebody,
get the ball in.
Yeah, just send somebody to the ball, right? Like I know you've got these sets that you run, but they're doing a good job denying you the ball. Newberry back to Smith, up against the clock now again. Yeah, too late. Strickland thought she had just enough time to get all the way to the hoop and finish, but she was a second short. Michaela Scott, who's had a quiet night, back into the game for Sturkle. So we'll see Sturkle back in about, I would say, the 4-minute mark. I'd say you'd see Celine back in. So these are big 3 minutes here for the Mounties. Make hay while the sun shines. You got one of their stars out. Oh, nice penetration. And give. Beautiful stuff. Nice play by Bella Taylor there. She's had herself a quiet game, but that was an excellent play. The drop off to Danielle. And now a board from Taylor. And she's going to push. Smart play to pull it back. Tip pass, but collected by Hanson. And now Fillmore with her feet set. Can she make a big one? No. Rebound nicely by Newberry, and she's got some numbers. Pass to that one on the wing. Boy, that had my heart in my throat. Strickland. And Mount not happy with no foul call at one end. They are really upset. And I agree with them.
There was a lot of contact, but there's still the question of whether if both players are going for the ball.
Yeah, just live.
Yeah, what happened from the follow-up on how the play finished up,
it looked worse than the actual, but I'm
not saying it couldn't have been called a foul.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. It looked worse than the contact was, but I still think it was clearly a foul. So Mountie still sticking with his switching defense out top. Oh, you can't turn your back on her. Oh, good recovery from Fillmore, though. Boy, she got away with one, but put your trust in Kate, announcer. Put your trust in Kate. She turned her back on Strickland, which scared me for a moment, but she managed to close out and get a piece of that three. Why would I ever doubt Kate Fillmore defensively? I don't know, but I did momentarily there. Oh, good defense out top from Matheson. Really good defensive possession so far from the Mystics, but the drive, solid drive from Godfrey. And really bailed her out. I mean, if she'd have stayed straight up, that would have been a difficult shot for Ava over the top, but she did the old, you can't resist sometimes. Michaela Scott that time didn't stay vertical, brought her arms down. You know, it's tough to fight that instinct. Yep. It really is.
You want to shut it down, but the thing is, if you don't get ball clean, the odds of you getting the ball clean are really low.
Are low, and if you don't, it's going to be a foul every time. Yeah. So 7 points now. The lead, the Mounties reestablished after the Mystics had a possession where they could have tied it. Oh, nicely done. That's going to be 2 free throws. Yeah. Zay Smith, she's really had herself a really solid game. She's going to go to the line for 2 free throws. She's been tough to handle in the half court. Really getting to the rim at will. The Mounties have done a pretty good job walling up on her at times to force some misses, but she's been really good. Banks in. It's the second one she's banked in today, up to 14 and 4 rebounds on the night for Zay Smith. Strickland with 15 and 2 boards, the leading scorer. Fillmore now pulls it back out. Hanson. Godfrey. Nice kick to Fillmore on the re-attack. No good, but there's another rebound for Godfrey. Tilly now. She shakes and bakes. Gets into the lane. Back out to Godfrey for 3. Ava Godfrey A big shot, and then gets her hands on that pass, knocks it to Fillmore, and they have numbers. Godfrey, ahead of the pack, pulls it back out. Fillmore now sets something up. Over to Tilly. Tilly feels it. Long from three. There's Godfrey with another offensive rebound. Oh, knocked away. Fillmore had it taken. Going coast to coast. There's Fillmore from behind with the block on Bryce. Again, never giving up on the play. Fillmore with a turnover, and then the block at the other end, keeping this lead at 9 as we head to the 4.5-minute mark. And I said how big these non-Sturkle minutes would be, and I was right. I like to pat myself on the back when I can. Against the clock, the penetration. Godfrey. How big have her minutes been? Ian?
Yeah, she's had a really strong performance today. She's been a little off during the first term compared to last year's performances, but it looks like she's getting a little more confidence in here already, starting a second term here.
I like the late surge she's making it. She's forcing herself into the player of the game discussion.
Oh, in discussion, but still, Tilly's been off the charts.
Yeah, she's been
both
great.
ends of the court.
Yeah, she's been great. Do we take into account that we've given her one already this year, or do we just go? Because we have given her one.
I'll take your word for that one. That's not one of the things I'm going to keep trying to stick in what's left of my head.
Oh, it's Mounties defense has been so good today. One and done that time again. And there's Roberts. And Roberts hasn't scored the ball all that well, but she's been really valuable at the defensive end and on the boards. Oh, nice patient play by, look at that drop pass to Bowen. And one. Sadie working that baseline, getting that beautiful drop pass.
And am I ever happy to see that bounce pass going into there? Because so often the first term we've been seeing games where those have been they've been trying to put the ball up over, loft the ball over top. Down, somebody's down low post, bounce, get a clean bounce pass in. You better chance of getting it through without it actually being intercepted and then and turned on you.
Yeah.
And that was perfect pass right into Bowen's hands.
I think, and Sadie, I like to see that go down for Sadie because she's just had she's struggled today a little bit, right?
Yeah, been off a bit, but that's nice to see. It worked well.
Yeah. Good fight down there from Empringham, carving out space and then playing through that contact. Ava Godfrey, though, good help from the weak side, making her.
And no free basket.
Yeah, make her go to the line, man. Checking back in is Jenna Matheson. Ooh, Empringham. Can't get it to go. This is the place where Empringham struggles a little bit too. She's only a 50% free throw shooter on the season. So as strong a player as she is. Yep, comes up short. She's going to get another one though. So Mounties have definitely cooled off from the three-point line in this second half, but for the game, the Mystics are 5 for 27 from three.
They're normally 2.5 times that rate from three.
At the very least. Now they're going to extend it defensively, obviously. That's a smart skip pass over to Kate, settling things down. And you know with Kate in charge, they're going to use as much of the clock as possible here the rest of this game. Oh, nice take. Beautiful offense from the Mounties. Offensive rebound from Sadie Bowen. Carved out a spot down there. Terrific, intelligent offensive basketball against that pressure from Sadie Bowen. 2 huge hoops from her late. And another good defensive possession here from the Mounties. A late 3 against the clock, no good. There's Roberts pushing it up and getting it into the hands of Fillmore. But that's why they're 5 for 28 now. Ian, they haven't had a lot of open threes.
No.
The hand's been up in their face.
Mount A has been contesting everything that's been going up down on their defensive boards.
Another good share. No good from the wing from Godfrey. But Roberts. That one from distance, no good. And another rebound from Godfrey. He's finishing the game with Godfrey over Tilly. I don't think that's anything more than they've got a 13-point lead, and Grace has played well, but no, miss inside there from Fillmore. Bowen going after that offensive rebound, no good. But she's going to still one more until the Mounties put the Mystics on the line. Celine Sturkle checks back in for the Mystics. So running a little motion out here in front are no more good defense. Look at Roberts get on the floor. Yeah, Emma's been terrific. I don't care what the numbers say. I'm going to look at them for Emma, but I don't really care what the numbers say. She's 1 for 5 on the night. Only 3 points. Don't care.
Oh, defensively, she's been outstanding.
4 assists, 5 boards, and she's been an absolute terror on the side of the floor. Wide open 3. That's the first wide open one they've had in a long time. No good from Strickland. Victoria Strickland, no shutout. She's had a terrific game. 15 points, 3 boards, 3 threes. And Zay Smith came along with her, but Strickle, they've held to 7 points. Empringham only 3, and really nobody else above that. They've just locked these Mystics down, yeah. Yeah, that's the right call. I think, Kate had her by the waist a little bit. Yeah. I think that's the right call.
I'll go with you on that one. I couldn't quite tell if it was Kate holding or being pushed off.
Yeah.
But good shot, good eyes.
Yeah. Not often can you say that about me, but. So 2 shots at the line for Empringham. Just went 0 for 2. Yeah, she's not confident in that free throw stroke, you can tell. Now Tilly's coming back on, and Alexander for the last minute and a half. Yeah, gets the roll that time. So Hanson and Sadie Bowen going to check back out. Sadie Bowen terrific in this fourth quarter. So you get the 4, you get the players back on the floor that you want playing against pressure. And that was an easy press break. Well done. Fillmore now. Penetration, wide open 3. No good from the wing that time from Godfrey. Mystics just can't get anything. Oh, boy, that was a tough pass and catch. Even there, that was terrific defense from Godfrey. It needed to be a perfect pass and a perfect catch, and it was, but, I mean, she was there. It was a foot above her head and a terrific catch. But, I mean, they've made everything.
Yeah, I don't know if it could have been better defended, but the only way to shut that down would have been it's a foul.
Yeah.
But, it's good defense, good offense, and it's a great battle when you get to watch it.
Yeah. And so, but at this point in the year, too, the teams scout each other really well, and they know what they run, and they know what the Mount's good at. The Mount, though, I mean, they're typically like, okay, you know what we're running, but we're going to run it better than you can stop us. And today, the Mounties have just been there at every turn. Just another example, just getting their hands on everything. Fillmore that time. Tilly. Back to Roberts. Roberts, Gideon. Yeah, I love it. Hasn't had a great shooting game. Been great defensively. pays herself off. There's another steal from Roberts. Just pays herself off making that three. Love to see it.
Yeah. And up at that other end, I was about to say something about a lot of time left on the shot clock, but it went in.
So who cares?
Moot point.
As a guy who took a lot of unnecessary shots in his life because he likes to shoot the ball, I admire it. So the Mounties going to take down the undefeated Mystics and move their record above 500 on the season with a big start to their second half. Fillmore, Godfrey, they're just going to, they're going to take one at the finish, at the buzzer. And the Mounties come away with a 61-47 victory over the Mount St. Vincent Mystics, dropping them to 7-1 in the season, moving their own record to 4-3. Terrific stuff from your Mounties. And now I'm torn. I mean, objectively, Grace Tilley played a terrific game, but I love it when someone comes off the bench and who doesn't get a lot of player of the game stuff, and I don't know.
I see where you're coming from, and I want to leave it to your coin flip.
I'm okay either way, right? Let's go with Ava Godfrey. Ava Godfrey.
Because that also helped turn around what the Mounties were doing offensively a couple of times.
The time of the game where she had that strong run was a really key time of the game. So I'm going to give it to Ava Godfrey. I love her. I loved her game so far today.
Sounds good.
And she was one of the other ones that was terrific defensively too, right? So those guards, though, that guard group for the Mounties today, Fillmore, Tilley, Roberts, Addie Albert came in, Godfrey, Hanson, everybody was terrific defensively.
Defensively, they were monsters today. That was ridiculously strong on that end, which was nice to see. It's what they'll have to be able to do to maintain and start moving up through those standings as this term goes along. They came into this weekend, started that second half of the season. They were 2 games behind, 1 to 2 games behind everybody else in the league played. So they've got those games in hand, and that's going to be something. If they can make key ones like this, it'll make their life that much easier trying to step up those standings.
Yeah, that's a huge win today. Huge win.
That's true.
Lovely stuff. So we'll see you back here in 23 minutes for the start of the boys game, fans. We'll see you then.